We are now in our final match of this promotion tournament for Apex Challengers. MVP Infinity versus Rhinos Gaming will be our final best of 5. Find out whether or not Rhinos can hold on to their Apex spot or if MVP Infinity is going to take it away. I'm Wolf, with me is Achilles. We expected both of these matches to go all the way. The first one delivered, and we'll see if the second one follows.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought it was going to go to 5 games. Got scared for a second. I was like, oh, maybe it will be that 3-0. LW Red almost had that reverse sweep coming out. And yet again, I think we're going to have another very close match. I don't foresee this being a 3-0 by any side. But I do think that Rhinos will have a very slight upper hand coming into this one. They at least had, they lost their initial matchup, won their way into this consolation, but they lost against the Meta, who was one of our first teams to qualify into Apex, the #1 seeded team from Challenger. And they put up a pretty hard-fought battle when they squared off day 1 of this tournament. So I think that Rhinos do have an upper hand because they had that strong performance right off the bat. MVP Infinity, especially now, definitely want to win this matchup because their sister team got knocked out of Apex MVP space. So now, to keep the org alive in Apex Season 2, it's up to them to take down Rhinos and swap places.
And let's not forget, Rhinos also qualified for Apex in the first place.
Yep.
And Apex teams are just, from the beginning, stronger than Challenger teams. Challenger teams are trying to pass the teams that are falling out of Apex space. Okay, being the exception. I knew you were going to say something.
There has to be that asterisk.
I knew you were going to say something.
I
I knew you were going to say it, and I just going to let it go. But with the exception of MVP space, which is why this tournament exists, right, is to see the teams that are falling down, or the teams that maybe deserve to do that first qualifier to be part of Apex are going to get relegated down, and teams that better deserve to be there, like potentially Infinity in this best of 5, will go up there. But I think Rhinos is slightly favored, although Infinity looks to me to be this team that has like a perfect 6-man. Like, their coordination seems to be the best. Mechanically, maybe they're a little bit behind, but I feel like mechanics come. Having a team that works together, that communicates together, and has good shot calling, that's what's hard to build. Yeah. Mechanics just come with time.
Sure. And I mean, that's something that we did see from Mighty AOD, was having that cohesion, having that shot calling, but unfortunately the mechanics weren't entirely there, so they had like the other side of the coin. But I mean, already we've had, out of the 3 Apex teams that came into this tournament potentially being knocked out, we've had 1 requalify, 1 get knocked out, and now we're going to find out if we're going to have 2 of them retaining their spots or if it's going to be yet another Challenger team coming in to replace. Because innately, because of Mighty Storm and their financial issues and that team completely collapsing, we had a slot. It was guaranteed that at least 1 Challenger team was going to make their way back in, but now we potentially will have 3 new teams in Apex of Season 2.
Yeah. Let's break down MVP Infinity. We talked about Flash. Actually got some insights deeper into his ID. They actually contacted Flash, the pro gamer, asking permission if he could use his ID, as they share the same name. And he was granted that permission, so he will use the name of one of Korea's biggest esports legends. Maybe a bit older for some people watching this, maybe before their time, but one of the biggest StarCraft 1 legends at the beginning, or rather the end of StarCraft 1. And had a decent showing in StarCraft 2, but if you're a Faker fan, think it's the same level of dominance in Korea. One fact, a very strong player of many heroes, but his Roadhog is really good. His D.Va, when he has been forced to play it, is good. And Brex got a solid Reinhardt to kind of back it all up.
Yeah, I mean, Brex had some hit or miss on that. Reinhardt's also played the Winston a couple times throughout this tournament. We've seen it. But the Reinhardt is definitely the big pick for him. He's almost, I don't want to call him necessarily a one-trick pony, but he's kind of leaning that way. But if anybody's a one-trick on this team, it is Flash with that Lucio. Hasn't played anything else. Very much like we saw from the side of Afrika Freaks Red with their healers. You know, don't run anything other than that Ana and that Lucio for Quartermain and Navi. So going to be some similarities there for him. Laris has also been an Ana bot. We've seen him swap twice, but that was for holding purposes with Tracer and Sombra to try to delay as long as possible. So pretty much those 2 healers, you know exactly what you're going to be getting from them. None of those really big dive compositions with the Zenyatta. I could still see it with, you know, Winston, Genji, Tracer, but you won't have that Zenyatta there to be the tipping point.
Sure. Didn't really talk too much about Rhinos, but if you were watching last night, you're probably very familiar Claris has, in his hero pool for this tournament, played 12 different heroes, including Sombra, on a defensive attempt to kind of jockey their way to a hold. But he's played a lot of different heroes in a lot of different situations for long periods of time, not just to defend. Lijiang will be our map here again for King of the Hill between these two teams. So we're going to start things off. Not a surprise. It's kind of a neutral map to start things off on.
Yeah. So going to be keeping its consistency that one to kick us off for both of these games. Paul, haven't seen that one in quite some time. But yeah, you mentioned Claris. At the moment, he has played 12 different heroes in this tournament. He's got only a few more to go, really. He's over halfway there to having played them all. I don't think we're quite going to see that come through, but hey, you never really know. I mean, he's been a major flex for this Rhinos team, what with the Diva and the Mei being two really huge ones for him, as well as the Pharah potentially could come out on that pharmacy comp.
Absolutely. Well, let's get our last best of 5 started here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for MVP Infinity versus Rhinos Gaming Titan. Will we have a challenger rise up or an Apex team drop down? That's the same thing, but let's get into game number 1.
I get it.
I think I just killed Achilles with that one.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I laughed so hard that I had to cough right there. Oh, that was amazing. Thank you.
I meant to say when the challenger team rise up, we get knocked down by the Apex team, but instead just described the same thing, which makes it seem like Rhinos is out no matter what happens, which is not necessarily the case.
All right. Well,
we didn't really talk that much about Munchkin, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Who's really unparalleled, I feel like, with the exception of when he faced up against Saya player at 1v1ing other tracers. He's really good at that. His positioning is also quite good.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a pretty well of a time going through Group B. I mean, the Meadow really the only team that truly challenged Rhinos Gaming with Sayo when he had that issue. So overall, it's been pretty good for Munchkin. He doesn't get taken down there, able to make it out despite getting that sleep dart connection coming through. But for now, he's going to be fighting right up inside of the control room. No one pushing into the center quite yet. MVP Infinity looks like they might take hold of this point. They will go ahead and cap this one away. So just a couple kills being traded on either side. Munchkin almost coming up with that pulse bomb. And crucially, Claris already at 68% on the Zarya. They have a very early Graviton surge, but oh man, that's going to put a big stop on the push of Rhinos as Levi and Numte both get taken down by Breck.
Yeah, this is a bit unfortunate. Soon to have 4 ultimates, 5 in fact. They're about to have 6. So we're just looking at MVP Infinity. The more charges I look at, the more I realize they're all almost there. Why not going to be the 5th and then Faiwen to close it out with 6? So they're going to try to stagger these probably instead of just dropping all 6.
Oh,
here comes
Claris.
the first.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead, drop that Graviton Surge. The Pulse Bomb comes through, but it's not going to be enough to take anybody out. The Sound Barrier there to mitigate a lot of that damage. One fact, though, getting knocked down by that Earth Shatter gets taken out. Laris as well, looking like he might follow suit. He does with the help of Fenny. They're able to take him down, but MVP still handily winning this exchange at the moment. Munchkin doing his damnedest to try to get through these remaining members, but this Diva is just too big, has that Lucio to back him up, and this will be MVP maintaining control over this point for now, but Rhinos with the faster respawns coming through might be able to hold on. Self-destruct thrown out by Faiwen. Does find Claris on the back. That's going to be a very crucial pickup. Munchkin unable to finish off that duel. He has to recall, not going to find the kill into one fact. He gets taken out by Why Not. And MVP, they will hold firm. 75% about to come through on the board for them.
With the second hold there, they used 6 ultimates, all cycled through. So we do have a pause here. Faiwen's kill onto Claris is really what secures that hold. This looks like we have a pause by Flash, in fact. But yeah, they had to use a lot of ults, which was really worrisome going into that second push. But Faiwen, the only player who didn't have an ult there. I was, saying earlier before, I think they're going to stagger these ults. I think they panicked a little bit when the first Graviton surge came out. Claris dropped that in, and they used almost everything to defend, but they got the hold. Then they got the second hold because Faiwen had his self-destruct, and it looks like it's maybe even a Faiwen issue here, speaking of which, with the computer that we're actually looking at a little bit more closely. But we're now, what, 65%, 70%?
75% just
75,
about.
yeah, so we're going to have about 2 pushes potentially left here for Rhinos on this control point to see if they can turn it around. Pause, always unfortunate, but at least in this case, it's on the team that's ahead. So you know that it probably wasn't that big of an issue.
Yeah, likely not going to be indicative of the outcome so far of this game. So we'll just have to see what exactly is the problem here. Looks like it's going to be maybe a settings issue. It looks like they're picking through the menu at the moment. So I don't know, could be something along the lines of visual lag. And not entirely certain what the issue is at the moment, but MVP still strong showing out the gate so far. Rhinos failing to recap this point so at the current moment.
Yeah. All right, well, Fywin did have a really nice self-destruct.
Yeah, I mean, picking off Claris is going to be huge. I mean, he already had that Graviton surge up very early, had a really nice combo, but unfortunately the Big Bang wasn't enough as that sound barrier had really saved the lives of the members of MVP.
Yeah. Just a lot of ults used offensively in that moment, and that's basically the beginning of the end of that push. It's just the sound barrier coming down. Second push held by that self-destruct. Good confidence there, good communication. Again, I feel like Infinity is really, really solid in terms of their communication right now. And mechanically, yes, maybe behind some of these other teams, including Rhino, I personally feel. I think that One Fact is not as good as Munchkin is on the DPS right now in this meta, where you're mostly relegated to a 1 DPS, especially because these two teams haven't been running the double dive as much as the teams we just saw, or the red teams, with Luxury Watch Red really being the main team that's running it consistently.
Right,
well, we have the unpause, 80%, in fact, more than even 75 there. As the next push gets set up, all they have is a sound barrier to try to force it.
This is going to be a really rough retake for Rhinos. They need to just full commit and hope for the best. Their target selection has to be on point as they move in.
Okay, pushing their way through right now. Munchkin's going to try to go up onto the high ground. Does not yet have anywhere near attack visor. Bamboo going to first pick off onto Breck. That's a nice start. Sound barrier, the only ult they had, going to come in here. They're going to try to retake this point. They will zone MVP Infinity off. Flash is dead, can't counter sound barrier, and Rhinos will take this point. They were looking desperate there, but now they have this. We're going to have another pause, but Umte nearly at his Earth Shatter. Claris nearly at that Graviton Surge. This absolutely could be a game that turns on its head with, you know, Infinity now low on ults. It looks like Fywin, probably testing what was wrong before, and then still facing the similar issue here.
Yeah, so we're not sure what the exact problem is.
And usually, actually, at Apex, and we had this at OGN's produced IEM as well, the pause reason come up. So this is probably a complex reason. It's not on the list. Because normally have the graphic come up that tells the fans what the pause is for. But since that hasn't come up,
it seems like it might be a mouse issue. The way, I don't know, the way that he's...
It's either mouse or lag, I'd say, like FPS maybe.
It seems like the way that he's moving at the moment, yeah, maybe he's getting some frame drops perhaps. I'm not entirely certain. Either way, we've only had a couple pauses throughout the tournament, never any very long ones, so this should be something taken care of pretty quickly, and hopefully we don't have any recurring issues.
Yeah, we had that one pause with Saya player's mouse issue, I think 2 days ago now that I think about it, but yeah, this is definitely the longest one next to that one. It's definitely tense on the side of Rhinos. We're still in our first game here, and this is a very slow wind-up to what we're going to be seeing, so this is not the pause that happens in Game 5 on match point. Someone's on overtime where it's like, oh my god, it's just a very early pause, which is good because you always want to have your equipment set up working 110% for every second of every game, and it's appropriate to pause when that is not the case, especially if it's not the case that Fywin's gear is malfunctioning, but perhaps the computer.
Well, looks like we're getting back into it, so hopefully we don't have that recur again. One Fact coming in onto the high ground. There's 4 ultimates here for MVP. Looks like they're going to commit, throw out that sound barrier. It's going to be a big Graviton surge. They lock him up. One Fact already taking out Bamboo, and with the help, they will get rid of Claris and Umte to follow. So no healers on the side of Rhinos. Basically no DPS, especially now that Munchkin goes out, and that's going to be a team kill coming through from MVP.
And that's
they will get the recap, and yeah, that is going to be the point.
So overtime here. Umte tries to get in. He actually earth shatters, but he's blocked off. They cannot take it.
Yep.
MVP Infinity leads Lijiang 1-0. They were lightning off the draw on that unpause. The immediate Graviton surge into an uncontested tack visor, gets multiple kills, and then that's all she wrote. They get the wipe. Not a whole lot of ults to work with on the side of Rhinos since they used so much to control that point. All they had was Earth Shatter, which wasn't there until the follow-up attack. It was zoned off, and it's unfortunate this kind of happens right after a pause, but, you know, I have to say MVP Infinity incredibly spot on. Immediately after the unpause, doing all those technical actions. They definitely talked it out beforehand.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is just a really strong showing for them to kick things off. In fact, doing a pretty good job on this soldier.
Okay, here we go into the neutral zone. Somewhere caught Fenny, winning that Roadhog. We've seen him run it a lot on this map. Whereas Infinity running the exact same comp here. Moving forward now into this control point in the neutral. Big biotic grenade goes down. Firewind gets the kill.
Oh.
With that grenade, 3 picked up for Rhinos.
Yeah, Umte just swinging his way to success. Takes out Flash as well. And now they're going to finish off Wreck Firewind. Going to jump off, and that will be the point secure early here for Rhinos Gaming. We'll see how long they can hold. They're already going to push up and try to poke out MVP as they respawn. We'll see how successful that's going to be, because we've seen this go both ways. It either be the reverse sweep on them, just getting that big team kill and retaking the point, or it could just be a long, arduous hold by Rhinos.
But why not being solo on ult charge? It's going to be a while before they can really get this done. Laris gets picked off here by Umte as well. And look at that. Breck gets taken out. Umte is really carrying this game right now for Rhinos. The biotic grenade we saw in the first push helped him, empowered him quite a bit. They're just going to leave Firewind alive there. Munchkin gets impatient, gets the kill, doesn't want to escape there. But, I mean, the biotic grenade was the first one. Then Laris gets out of position. 2 kills. And ult's built here. Umte easily building up that Earth Shatter. Munchkin's about to have tack visor, not to mention the sound barrier and self-destruct. And Infinity is far away. They might try to use self-destruct to engage, but it's not ready yet. Munchkin's going to pop tack visor. There's no shield. There's nothing to block.
Yeah, Nanoboo's coming out as well. He might just be able to shred through these remaining members of MVP. It looks like that's going to be the case. They get the mech pop out of Firewind. Should be able to take him down if they don't want to stagger that kill a little bit. He's charging back in. Yeah, he wants to die. He's just got to hand it over to him so he can get back in to that suit.
So important to get those picks. You can see Firewind how desperately he wanted to just boost his way out there. He wasn't going to try to block the tag visor, wanted to escape, and as a result lost his mech almost immediately. Infinity has a lot of ults here. Breck now again with the Earth Shatter. Going to try to approach here. Laris does have the ability to nanoboost. Oh,
he misses it! He doesn't throw it through the window. They still are able to pick up a kill onto Breck, and Why Not goes down. Might have got pooped off, not really sure what happened there to cause him to fall, but it looks like Rhino's still going to be holding as they get that suit away from Firewind. Tack visor coming through, but just going to get blocked into the sleep dart. And he should go down, but maybe they just leave him, try to delay as long as they can. Earth Shatter coming through from Breck, not going to connect on anybody, and he is going to fall. And now it's do or die time. MVP, they have to pour their way into the point if they want to keep their hopes alive. Big Graviton surge, but no one to follow up on it. They finish off Laris, and that should be round 2, going over to Rhinos Gaming, tying us up.
Levi, some incredible biotic grenades, especially the first one at the neutral zone. Then we had Umte carry with some good defensive maneuvers there and some mispositioning by the Ana on the side of MVP Infinity. Not to mention the big whiff by Firewind on the self-destruct. If your whole push, your last-ditch attempt is based on a self-destruct, if you shoot an air ball, then that's all you write. I mean, that's it. From that moment on, that game, or that point was over.
That was such a crucial botch right there from Firewind. He's got to be get himself in the rear for that one for sure. Yeah. But that's going to give a tie so far for Rhinos. 1-1 comes down to this. For those of you who are unfamiliar, we do in fact play best of 3s on King of the Hill maps.
Yes.
Unless it's a tiebreaker, then it's a best of 1. So the winner here of Gardens will be taking map 1 away.
Absolutely here. Already the neutral zone controlled by Rhinos Gaming here. We're going to see this try to break through another biotic grenade. And one fact, doing so much damage here uncontested. The biotic grenades have been really on point for Levi today. And honestly, I don't feel like it's his grenade throws are that great. I feel like MVP Infinity is just walking into these chunky choke points all together, just giving him free opportunities to find extra value.
Oh, nice hook. Beautiful coming through from Fenny. Latches on the Laris, and they finish him off. Munchkin will get that killing blow. And that's going to put him even closer to that tack visor to kick things off. So MVP having a rough start. The Gardens and Rhinos are going to maintain control for now.
Okay. Right now, no ults for either side, but definitely a better charge setup right now for Rhinos with this early hold. One fact is nearly onto his attack visor, but he's not quite there. We're going to see a nano boost attempt here. Levi drops it down very early, built that charge up. There's a sleep dart as well. Rhinos losing control of the doorway, and with 2 down, this might actually be MVP's point. Not getting that much out of the nano boost used very early here. And this will actually be retaken by Infinity. One fact, staying alive here too, not even having to use the visor. And now they have a lot of defensive ults. They did lose about 45% or so on this point, but they've got a lot to hold with.
Yeah, and honestly, something I want to highlight there was that was really good by Fywin was he moved up and he booped Fenny, which stopped the full hook draw coming through onto Breck. So potentially keeping him alive. Whether or not that would change the tide of the fight, not sure. But for now, one back, he's moving in. He's got that nano boost with attack visor. Gets knocked down though. Has that sound barrier coming out, so he's not going to fall, but he's going to lose a lot of time. Could have potentially gotten a couple more kills out of that. But all the same, MVP, they will be holding as they approach to tie up the percentage of Rhinos, pushing just past 30% at the moment.
Why not has that Graviton Surge. Fywin with the self-destruct. They're just going to look to control the bridge for the time being. Munchkin didn't get to use his tack visor earlier, wanted to get a good angle. Was not meant to be. One fact was the one who was able to do just that. Actually going to now move back into the control point itself. Why not? Going to rush in and drop down the Graviton Surge. Fywin goes down after watching the mech, but picks up 4 kills. And well worth it there to lose himself out of the suit. Absolutely. Munchkin knocked off the side. It's a team kill. And MVP Infinity, yes, they used all their ults for it. Yes, Fywin with the suicide there as he got caught out of the mech, but well worth it.
That was beautiful. I mean, you might as well just say that there was 5 kills going over to Fywin for that one because he got the mech down from Claris and they picked him up in the Baby Diva form. Now Munchkin going in with that attack visor. Nano boost coming in, but One Fact wins the trade, takes him out, and shuts him down. Nicely done by One Fact, who has had a clinical performance on this soldier so far, just wrecking everybody in his path.
Now that bamboo kill is going to desync the spawns. He's not going to be there. And he doesn't even have sound barrier anyways. This should easily be a hold. 4 ults available right now for Infinity. Munchkin tries to poke in. He's actually going to win the 1v1 against One Fact, but what else can he do here? He's just going to try to buy time on overtime. He steps off.
They still are contesting at the moment. Now it's going to be going over. Bamboo trying to run in, tag in, but he's not able to do so yet. Big Earth Shatter coming through from Munte, catches Breck and Fywin, but they can't come up with any of the kills. Flash has fallen. Big chunk of the heals from MVP Infinity not going to be available for them. That could be an opening for Rhinos to push back in. Graviton Surge out. Munchkin doesn't want to get latched up into that one, but he does anyway, and Breck swings his way to victory, taking him out. Fenny, heal denied, will fall, and that is going to be the map going over to MVP Infinity, able to work it out on Gardens, and they will go up 1-0 in this best of 5.
Big high fives coming out. Fywin with that attempted, Diva ult into the Graviton Surge. That was, again, just showcasing this team's coordination, communication. You saw Why Not run in and say, I might just die here. He actually dashed in, he rocket jumped himself, grenade jumped himself into the middle of everybody behind the Reinhardt shield, went down, and then immediately the Diva ult paired with it. That was an amazing showcasing of how you can really synergize as a 6-man group. We saw Munchkin, again, I feel like he's got the better soldier, and we are seeing, yes, an improved soldier out of Fywin this time, or excuse me, from One Pack this time, but, he's not able to make it work alone, and we're seeing better coordination from MVP Infinity. As we go into our second map here, our hybrid, first of 2, and we will go to King's Row.
All right, so we haven't had King's Row today, so we'll be changing things up a bit as we move into London territory. So MVP Infinity, I mean, again, really hard fought by both sides throughout. MVP Infinity kind of stomping out the first round there, but rounds 2 and 3 on Lijiang pretty close. But now we have to see how it's going to go on this hybrid map. Who's going to have the upper hand? Because honestly, this could go either way. We said that this was going to be a close series, and so far it's delivering on it. I still feel like we're going to be going the full 5 maps.
Yeah, it starts to feel very similar to our first matchup as well with the Freaker Freaks and Luxury Launch Red. All right, Kings Row, map number 2. It's loaded, ladies and gentlemen. Can Rhinos Gaming tie this one up, or is MVP Infinity and their sick 6-man synergy going to go to match point? We'll find out in game number 2.
I get it.
All
On
right,
the
here we are.
attack, it's Infinity. And on the defense, Rhinos. Here we are indeed. And Claris is going to be on that Diva again.
Yeah, so just going to be sticking to this for the time being. Haven't really seen him swap onto anything else at the moment. Could see the Mei come out as they move further throughout this map, but for the start, won't be running it. Thought maybe that's something that we would see because the Blizzard can be so effective, you know, just cutting off a push through that tiny choke point by Bus. But for now, just going to be keeping that 3-tank comp alive with Munchkin running on that solo DPS.
Yeah. So I think it's a pretty solid plan. You know, not everyone has to run the Mei on this map. Not everyone's a Nanohana. And we will see.
No, they're not. There's very few Nanohanas in the world, as it turns out.
Yeah, I think maybe even just one. But we'll see if this works out as MVP Infinity looks to run a very unique attack comp here with Laris on the Hanzo. Looks like just wants to get some vision first. We've seen that a few times on this map.
Yeah, just going to poke out, try to see as much as he possibly can before they round the corner so they know what to expect. But Laris, again, he hasn't played anything other than this Ana, unless it comes to delay tactics. Then he's thrown out the Tracer and the Sombra. But other than that, he's pretty much just been one-tricking it with his Ana. But already we're going to have a fight break out. The wall comes down from one fact as they try to push in. MVP Infinity already maintaining control, almost getting that first checkpoint on point A. And they have this big energy Zarya to just melt through Umte if it comes down to it.
Bamboo gets the kill on the Flash in the Lucio matchup there. We'll take the kill. MVP Infinity has a really very shove-oriented composition where they kind of move forward, you know, with this ice trying to heal everybody, or excuse me, freeze everybody to get the picks. They didn't really get any freezes there. With a solo DPS Mei on attack, it's certainly a unique composition, but it's not enough damage for them to finish off anything more really than a checkpoint there as we move forward. In fact, not even getting that first checkpoint.
Oh, that's such a huge
God.
Earth Shatter, but the deny on the heels comes through from Rhinos. Can they turn this one around? Tac Visor not yet being used by Munchkin. Might just get the mech out from Bywin, unable to find it in the end. There we go. Runs back into the hotel. We'll be able to burn it out now. It's going to be the sound barrier coming down. Flash sprinting around the other side of Statue. Will be able to take himself out to safety, but Baby Diva doesn't stand a chance. Bywin will go down. Big charge from Umte, gets wrecked. And I think that might just be the attack from MVP shattered, at least for the moment. Rhinos holding on for dear life. They still have 3 ultimates up.
Why not absolutely should not have used his ult there either. And that's a big waste. They're going to try to at least keep the Mei for the time being with one Blizzard, but I think it might be time to consider switching off to some more range damage, as Mei is just not able to do enough poke here on her own. They might just toss down that Blizzard, hope to take the point with it. They don't have Earth Shatter yet. They do have Self-Destruct, and they're going to toss it in right away.
Oh, yeah, able to get the Blizzard out before he gets stunned up by that Earth Shatter. But already 3 members of MVP going down. That's going to be a firm hold by Rhinos. Had to commit all of their ultimates to it, though. So they will be weakened as MVP comes in with a response. Earth Shatter there for Breck, as well as the Nano Boost. That might be enough.
Let's see if one fact is going to switch it up now, because I feel like this Mei is just not working. He wants to keep it. Solo DPS Mei attack on Kings Row. Not working out so far. They're going to look for the Earth Shatter this time to engage. Perhaps one fact can get some freezes off after that without the Blizzard. Okay, engaging in now. We see actually the nano boost onto Zarya. Breck's gonna really try to force his way in, but gets pinned before he can use the Earth Shatter. He gets taken out by Umte, and that's the end of this push. Everyone is gonna go down as a result. They were relying on that, and that alone did not work out. 1 minute left here on the clock, but I have to really question the solo DPS Mei here. There's just no reliable way to find picks or get damage. They're not even running it with a Roadhog.
I mean, they're trying to go for the combo here with the Graviton Surge into the Earth Shatter. It's something that's still available for them, but One Fact doesn't have the Blizzard, so they won't have any follow-up CC. The Earth Shatter going to come out, not really going to get anybody. Graviton Surge thrown down as well. Breck charging through, will find a kill as they take out Levi. That's going to be a nice pickup. Benny going down, Bamboo as well. No heals available for Rhinos, losing 3 members, 4 as Umte falls. That should finally be the cap coming through, but 20 seconds, all that they have left on this. They're going to have barely any time to push up the Foundry.
Yeah, this is the issue, you know. They did finally get it. They finally was able to force that fight, that combo, and get the value there with Breck rolling in. Laris still has his nano boost here. There's just so much time already taken away. Ice Wall here, now you're trying to use for isolation again on the attack.
Isolation.
Yes, isolation.
So intentional, I know by you.
Yeah, no, I was sick puns all the time. But you know, they're trying to make it work. Blizzard available here, trying to force the way, and actually just going to toss it right on the ground into the ice block here.
Self-destruct from Firewind, not really going to find anything. They aren't really locking up anybody. It looks like all of Rhinos were able to successfully back off, but the Earth Shatter comes through. Only going to catch Fenny, goes in with a charge. Will find him, but Bamboo, oh, he ran right in front of Breck. Gets taken out as well. 2 crucial pickups for MVP Infinity, and they can continue this push for a considerable amount of time. That's going to be the self-destruct coming through from Claris. Finds a double kill, getting Firewind and Laris with that hit. And that will be Why Not going down. And Rhinos, they turn it around. Crucial ultimate from Claris to help them win that fight.
This is the moment where Munchkin gets to show off his skills, gets 2 kills, but it's all too late. And when this comp works, it really works. They used a lot of ults there to secure positioning and to keep pushing. They just basically, they ulted for meters of distance. And then they got that fight afterwards there with Breck just leading the charge. Again, showed us some great Reinhardt previously and also on Li Zhang. Why Not has another Graviton Surge here. They're just going to try to link these ults together and keep hard pushing this. Nano Boost going down to Munchkin. He has the Tac Visor pop. Tries to get One Fact here. Will finally do so.
Yeah, he's able to win the trade this time around, but now he's a little bit stuck. Has to try to charge back in. Firewind, Suit going low. Charges his way out. And he's going to find Why Not, actually able to burn right through him. That shield not saving him for too much longer. Flash goes down as well, and Rhinos having a firm hold. 35 seconds left on the clock. MVP, they only have 2 ultimates.
MVP needs to be careful with how they want to use these going forward. 30 seconds left. Earth Shadow here for Breck. 3 ults available now. Why Not using that Graviton Surge? And come back to bite him now as he won't have it available for this push. They're trying to get the second checkpoint. If they grab it, we've got a whole new game here. But without it, it's going to be the hold on checkpoint 1. Firewind on the high ground, looking for potentially just a drop-down self-destruct from the back to start the engage. Here he goes, drops it up. Breck can follow this up. They're actually going to drop the sound barrier defensively here, so no kills. Umte is actually going to pick up the one onto One Fact. That's all the DPS gone. Munchkin doing free damage here on the high ground. Counter self-destruct, though. We are in overtime.
Yeah, and it's looking a little bit grim here. MVP, they're trying to keep this push going, and Rhinos, I don't think they're going to be able to hold this. Big Sleep Dart coming through onto Fenny. They're just going to leave him alone for the time being, and now 2 more go down. Levi and Munchkin both following as Firewind comes up with the kill. And I think that MVP, they finally done it. They shattered the defenses of Rhinos Gaming. They're just going to ride this forward in overtime. It doesn't look like Rhinos can contest this any further. They just have to peel back and now prepare for this 3rd and final point. 1.5 minutes on the clock. Ultimates currently going to be in favor of MVP as they almost have that Tac Visor. They almost have that Nano Boost and the Graviton Surge.
And honestly, Earth Shatter's not too far away. They've got this nice setup. Finally, One Fact switching into the DPS, and I feel like they're finding so much more success here. Okay, here comes a Graviton Surge from the back.
Right
Hits
into the
everybody.
back. That's going to be huge from Why Not. A triple kill coming up. Firewind picking up more, and MVP coming up with a wipe as Claris will go down. That's going to give them a massive push, but I don't think they're going to be able to make it all the way on to this final point before Rhinos can contest. They have to give it their all here. They have the Nano Boost. They have that tack visor. If this doesn't work out, then MVP will be walking away with the win. Umtai goes down, not going to find the charge, and now Munchin coming in with a flank, able to pick off 2, but can he find more? He's getting burned out with his full charge. Zarya, why not? Will trade with him, and now it's going to be on the rest of the team. These 3 members here that just continue pushing this payload. Rhinos will have those faster respawns. They're going to be closer. They should be able to maintain control over this and keep MVP from winning right here.
MVP definitely should have backed off there a little bit sooner, especially after the heal deny there on Flash. Lucio unable to heal his teammates. Now with 15 seconds to go, I don't think they'll be able to get in there and push it, as it does roll back now. Rhinos does have the self-destruct to help hold this. They have everyone spawn, and they may actually just preemptively self-destruct here to keep everybody off of the point. Here comes Breck. Claris has that self-destruct himself, just looking for the right moment to use it.
He's waiting for everybody else to get close. Huge block there by Breck onto that Earth Shatter of Umte. That's going to be pretty crucial of them to take that out. Fenny is able to grab Why Not and get rid of that Zarya threat. But Claris, he's still holding on to this self-destruct. Gonna throw it up in the air. Let's see if he can find anybody. There it is! A triple kill coming through. Laris goes down as Umte takes him out, but Fywin throws a self-destruct of his own, finds 2 kills, and MVP, they're gonna keep the hopes alive as best as they can, but it's not enough to get pushed away by the look of things, and that will be Rhinos able to come up with a hold right in front of the final point, but they have to go so far on this attack if they want to win the map.
Nearly a 3-point. You could almost just write a 3 on your screen with how far that went. But it was not enough. It was not meant to be. And that one amazing self-destruct was really the beginning of the end.
It looked like Fywin might have been able to trade it back, had that double kill on his own, but it just wasn't enough. They get pushed off the point, and then the cap comes, or the hold comes through from Rhinos, but now, again, coming through onto the attack of their own, you can see just how very close they were. It had to be, I don't know, like 1 meter, half a meter, really at that point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, MVP Infinity got greedy. They really thought they were going to get the full push, so they actually committed there, got their respawn staggered with 22 seconds left. Now they're going to be on the defense, and if they can get a solid hold, especially on the point A, before the payload could even start getting pushed, they'll have a good chance of stopping Rhinos from doing as well as they did. Interesting to me that one fact would run May on the attack on King's Row and then switch to Soldier for the defense. He's not going to be able to have any ice walls coming down, and he is going to be solo DPS once again. And for Rhinos, just from the look of things, it's going to be DPS-less composition. In fact, it's going to be the quad tank, with Munchkin kind of being the hybrid DPS. They could switch, but we have seen this run before.
And we have, I think, on attack, this is really going to be reliant on Fenny coming up with some hooks. And when you have a Zarya providing shields to herself and an ally and a Reinhardt there, it makes it so difficult to really land those hooks and even then follow up on it because you have no DPS to really burst them out. So this is going to be an interesting composition. I doubt we're going to see this take the point. I think we're going to see some swaps coming through from Rhinos, but I mean, there's always the chance that they play this to a T and MVP just rolls over.
Yeah, it's an almost unkillable composition. We saw this a lot at MLG Vegas. We'll see if it finds success here in Korea in this very important promotion match. Clara's trying to go up there to deny the DPS, but there was a hook. Regardless, Flash going to get the kill onto Umte first here. Will they be able to get more? This composition, again, so difficult to kill. One fact going to just run around to the side here. Try to get some damage, some poke here. The point's still controlled, though, by Rhinos.
Yeah, they have to walk in. They have to try to stop this from ticking up because they're almost at that second checkpoint now. So MVP, they really have to play forward if they want to deny this. And they might actually, it looks like they're just going to be handing this one over. So mispositioning, I would have to say, coming through from MVP on this defense, now getting picked off on the run back. And Rhinos, they could just turn this into a massive shove.
Yeah, they absolutely will. They're going to stagger respawns here. It's not like they're going to actually commit on the chase there. But this comp is so hard to kill. We saw Flash get the first kill. Then it was 5v6. They still couldn't kill anybody. They couldn't move them off the point. They were ahead in numbers, but they weren't on the point. And with a close run back of the, the point A capture, just simply too much. And now they're actually going to run with this comp still actually for the shove. We'll see if Infinity can actually find ways to chunk it down and kill it. So many heals, so much health. Here's the Graviton Surge.
Yeah, dropping a massive Graviton Surge. They have that self-destruct coming through, and Claris, he will pick up 2. Laris and Why Not both going to be going down. Earth Shatter out from Umte, and he's going to get the nano boost, just ripping through members of MVP Infinity left and right. Flywind trying to get out of there desperately, but will get caught.
Nice.
Massive energy from Munchkin, and he burns them right out of the sky. That's going to be a second point picked up in about a minute by Rhinos, and they are just stomping through MVP on attack. 6 minutes for them to make it. If they can just push it right to the end, they will take this second map and they will tie us up at 1-1.
Well, One Fact tries to use the ice wall to save everybody there, but it actually doesn't do them any good. It's just right behind all those ultimates coming out. Hook here onto Reinhardt. We do have that early sound barrier. We'll see if the Devo finds value. Flywind gets 3, and that's going to be the first time MVP really gets a solid hold in this push on the attack for Rhinos. So Flywind with some incredible self-destructs in this series. And, you know, we talked about how difficult it was going to be for Rhinos to push this towards the third point. They had such a great push going, but finally Flywind once again stops them in their tracks.
I mean, we kind of at the last second to see the explosion and 3 people die, but there's so many things to hide behind. I'm not really sure what Rhinos was doing. For 3 members to get caught out, they have so many avenues, there's so many structures that you can just duck behind and not get caught by that self-destruct. Really odd positioning by them overall, but now why not? Gonna go on the aggressive here, throws down that Graviton Surge. We'll find 2 kills from it so far, trying to tack more onto it as best as he can on MVP. They'll come up with a really strong hold, finding 4 members of Rhinos to take them out, but they're lacking a couple ultimates. One Fact almost has that Blizzard. Laris almost with a nano boost.
Yeah, and
but we
Flywind
can see there's almost 4 on the side of Rhinos.
Flywind is getting close to another self-destruct. I feel like his self-destructs are just so high up, it's hard to see them, which normally doesn't work, but he's been finding success. I think it's more Rhinos is bad more than his success there. It's not like his is something we've never seen before. Whole hog used here by Fenny, and they are actually shoving this pretty hard. Coming around the corner here now, Breck trying to come up with it. Earth Shatter, self-destruct comes around the back. This time he blocks it. I'm going to see a big money Flywind self-destruct this time.
One Fact getting pinned by Umte, saving the life of his Roadhog potentially there. Going to swing his way to victory. Will get nano boosted, but not receiving a whole lot of heals. It's barely enough to keep him alive by the look of it. Down to 9. There we go. Flywind able to finish him off at MVP. They're going to get some more mileage out of this payload.
And you know what?
They hold on this.
They didn't use very many ults for that. They used the Blizzard there. They still got the self-destruct available now. Flash has his sound barrier. They do have another nano boost they could use on Breck, or can use a Why Not as well, which we've seen a lot of that actually in this tournament. It's just nano boosting the Zarya up on the front lines with the Mei solo DPS compositions. Flywind has a self-destruct. We saw so many good ones from him in this tournament so far. We'll see if we'll see another one here as Deadeye is popped.
Oh, not going to find anybody. Good deny there coming through from Flywind on the Diva with a right click. Stops them in their tracks. Umte goes down. Breck's going to fall as well, but now we see another self-destruct coming through. Not going to connect onto anybody, so Flywind just going to rejoin his mech. But this is still going to be a hold coming through from MVP Infinity, and they're getting miles, or rather meters back from this rollback that the payload is experiencing. So every time this moves back a couple meters, that's a few seconds regained essentially by MVP.
Yeah, we did see Laris use the nano boost onto Why Not. Oh, One Fact takes out Munchkin here. Nicely done, taking out a trace like that. Much easier said than done. Why Not looks like you might be looking for that Graviton Surge. Not going to be paired with a nano boost this time. Laris is only at 35%. Coming forward here, there is a Blizzard available. That's going to make it so difficult to actually shove through. 235. And this goes around the corner again. MVP Infinity had such a large time they had to work against, but this composition is working really well in this position. Flywind just trying to build up meter again defensively here for one more self-destruct. Okay, here's the nano boost going down here onto Reinhardt.
Yeah, he will get the charge out. Graviton Surge not yet tossed by Why Not. Looks like, yeah, not going to come through. He actually goes down, and MVP, they're losing multiple members. Flywind going to get knocked out of the suit. Laris goes down. This is going to be a massive push now for Rhinos, already working it around the final corner. Just need to connect it right into that last checkpoint. One Fact falls, and now the rest of MVP, they're just going to have to stagger this as best as possible. Claris looking for that self-destruct, chucks it up over the side. Will they spot this out? No, they don't. Shield goes down from the Reinhardt. Flash falls, and that might just be it, but Flywind, he has something to say about it. Nano boost coming through from him, but the rest of the squad getting melted out very swiftly. The mech will fall. Looks like he might go down. One Fact sitting there next to the payload in the ice block, trying to buy as much time as he can, but he gets shoved back.
No more ults here, really. They're trying to push this back. They are kind of respawning here, but they're up against 5. And here comes Munchkin's Tac Visor. He's going to clear it up here. Sound barrier goes down. It's going to be tougher for him to secure those kills. Now Diva's on top of him. Someone has to stay on that point, though, and right now it's only Bamboo. He gets taken out.
Yeah, we're almost... I mean, they're holding it really well so far from MVP.
And they have another Blizzard now. This actually absolutely could be a hold. And we'll see. Rhinos going to have a whole another minute here. Levi does have the nano boost. They're possibly going to have sound barrier. I'd say if they push forward here, they absolutely will. They need to get picks here. Flyowind's going to drop another self-destruct, though. Claris comes in, is trying to sneak his way to the back to get the cap. It won't happen. Fenny gets the kill onto Breg. Munchkin is dead. Nano boost desperately used here onto Claris right now.
Yeah, he's trying to get as much damage done as he can, but he can't find a single target. Everybody's too slippery for him, and he might just lose his mech, and that's going to be crucial. Flies up, he's actually going to drop off. There's 25 seconds remaining for Rhinos. They have to get back to the payload. They have no ultimates to use. Bamboo close to that sound barrier, but there's a big Graviton Surge and a Pulse Bomb waiting for them. MVP looking to pull off the big bang. If they can hold this right here, they will go up 2-0 over Rhinos.
Okay, here it comes. Down it goes. Will they get the pulse bomb off? He drops it.
There
Gets
it is.
two. Claris gets 2 kills on his own, though. Will it be enough? He gets slapped, and this looks to be a hold.
Oh, this is looking like Rhinos. They might actually be able to come out on top of this one. One back, running back, as is the Tracer. Laris trying to rejoin his squad. Holding as best as they can with that ice block. It's going to be a very long run back for Rhinos Gaming if they want to rejoin the team. Claris is going to lose the mech. He's down into the baby Diva form, but here comes Zarya. Here comes that sound barrier, but a big Earth Shatter comes out, locks up Bamboo and Fenny. Has to toss up the shield, try to buy as much energy as he possibly can. Sound barrier to counter, out from MVP, and the Blizzard from one back comes down. That might be enough, and it is. They will hold. MVP Infinity coming up 2-0, now making it match point for Rhinos Gaming. Hard fought from both sides throughout this entire set, but MVP continued to inch ahead and come out on top.
That Graviton Surge with the Pulse Bomb got enough kills there. Claris did pick up 2, but when you have such a short run back and so little time, every trade is in favor of the defender, and MVP Infinity, of course, in this case, the defender. They had Laris, in fact, spawn in as Tracer, did a lot of damage and actually a lot of delaying, playing a very off role for him. He's normally the Ana, and that's all she wrote. Now MVP Infinity, 1 win away from knocking an Apex team into Challenger, becoming Apex themselves as we go into our 3rd map here. But I'm just more impressed with the coordination of ultimate usage by MVP Infinity. You know, mechanics can only get you so far. How many times, have I watched Munchkin get 3 kills alone and then die afterwards? It's like, oh, I'm so good, but no one's empowering me. Claris has so many heroes he can play, but he's relegated to the Diva, and...
I mean, it's been working out. He's found some really great self-destruct ultimates coming through on that, but unfortunately for Rhinos Gaming Titan, MVP Infinity, like I said, they've just been inching out in front of them, coming up with these very slight wins, and if they can do that one more time, they will be back in Apex, and Rhinos Gaming, they will be out.
Well, we are going to, before we go into that 3rd map, take a short commercial break. It could be the last map of the night, so get some popcorn, and we'll see you in just a few. With only one more win, MVP Infinity would knock Rhinos Gaming Titan down to Challenger, making Runaway the only Apex team in this promotional tournament to advance and remain in Apex. So we could have two changes here if Infinity is able to take a single map. We're going to go into our 2-point capture. Let's find out what map it'll be.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the KT sign there. No stress, more exciting. I think we're getting a little bit of both because now it's do or die time for Rhinos Gaming if they want to retain that spot. And, oh boy, we're going back to Hanamura for the second time today.
Yes, and it could be Claris Symmetra tactics. I hope not. But you know, we've said it so many times in this tournament. I hope we don't see Symmetra on this map, that we see it. And it feels like probably about 5 out of 5 times we've seen this happen. It's been a loss for the Symmetra team. So I hope we see what we saw earlier on Hanamura between the Freaks and Luxury Watch, where it's just a standard comp on both sides, and we get to see how this map plays out. As May, I mean, that one fact has been playing on attack, not on defense. But I think this is an incredible map for May to use on both points. The first point, she gets a lot out of her Ice Wall, and then the second point, she gets so much out of her delay tactics with Blizzard. And, you know, then you're going to have to use someone else's DPS if you're going to run 2 DPS, though, with the May.
Yeah.
And I feel like one fact has been very hit or miss so far.
Yeah, I mean, he has been. Overall, I think it's been decently solid, though. Soldier seems to be pretty comfortable for him, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see him stick with that.
All right, guys, this could be it. MVP Infinity, one map away from advancing to Apex. Let's go into Hanamura.
All right, here we are. MVP Infinity going to be on the attack to start things off. Rhinos Gaming on defense. Looks like we're just going to be seeing, as expected, that solo DPS coming out from Munchkin, who has been pretty effective on the Soldier of his own. Roadhog from Fenny, as per usual. This is nothing shocking from the side of Rhinos Gaming. I'm just more interested to see what Infinity is going to be running when they come out the gates.
Yeah, one fact, just doing some fan service right now. We're definitely not going to be seeing the Genji out of him, I'd say. Not really known to run it. In fact, I'm going to check.
Yeah, he hasn't played it at all during this tournament, so he's just flashing that once.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the comp we're going to see no heals except Flash, and then why not? It's going to play Sombra. Has 10 seconds left to go. We're going to start to see some more serious picks. Laris does play the Ana, and it wouldn't be crazy for him to play Widowmaker here, but I think he is going to switch. Oh, as I say it, we're going to see him. He's going to be the sniper here in another way. Only playing Ana in this tournament with the exception of time buying, because this is his first Widowmaker this entire tournament.
Is really bizarre, actually, that MVP is going to try this, but I guess they want to just create some picks, figures, oh, you know what, if I can play Ana, I can play any sniper, I guess. Not going to find really an angle, has to jump up top, trying to find the enemy, but so far I don't think he's even connected on a single shot.
Honestly, Ana's got a much larger reticle and has a much larger threshold for damage than Widowmaker does, and it's kind of an opposite skill set.
I think you just swap this. Yeah. This is a really poor showing on the Widowmaker here for Laris. So yeah, just run back, swap out, pick up the Ana, and come back in.
Yeah. Though a lot of those shots he missed would have hit as Ana, because Ana just has a larger bullet. She does less damage, so it's kind of the balance there, but Widowmaker requires a lot more precision. And if you're used to just kind of hitting on the edge, because you can do it faster that way, then you go into a more precise role like Widowmaker. It's not exactly the same skill set, even though they're both snipers. One fact, going to try to push through here, actually this time on the Reaper. Unusual pick here. Gets charged into the wall, though, by Umte, who's been super on point with the Rhine today.
Yeah, I mean, Umte's been playing like an absolute monster despite the losses so far for Rhinos. But this hold is looking really good. 4 members of MVP going down. that big charge, as you said, onto one fact, really crucial in stopping the push from MVP Infinity. This is actually the second time that he's ever played it in this tournament, so definitely not been something that we've really seen from him too much. So we don't really know what to expect from this coming forward.
Munchkin gonna just rocket jump or helix jump.
Trying to hide.
Yeah, he's in the little lotus tree or whatever that's called. I don't know. Cherry blossoms. Cherry blossoms. Yeah, I live in Korea. I don't know this, but Munchkin's actually gonna attack visor from this position. Gets the helix rocket going to Laris. Doesn't really get much more after that. In fact, it's taken out by one fact, so waste an ult essentially. Yeah, one fact is getting closer to that death blossom as we see a missed earth shatter onto him.
Got into the Wraith form just in time to really keep himself out of that, but Umte still picks up multiple members, charges forward, is able to get wrecked. Not going to connect for another kill, but that's still going to be a really strong hold from Rhinos.
We talked to the meta in an interview with them afterwards. They said Infinity is an incredibly strong team. They spent a lot of time studying and preparing against this team. Rhinos may just know that Infinity is weak on this map on attack, so it seems that way. Maybe that's why they chose this map. We see a sound barrier come down to counter this, but what comes next? An earth shatter from Umte. He does die. This is going to be a weak push. They're going to try to start it off with a self-destruct. Everyone was pushed pretty far forward.
That's going to be a really big opening for MVP. Double kill coming through from one fact. Gets that big nano boost, plus that Death Blossom. He's able to take them out, gets rid of Levi, and that should be the point capture coming through from MVP. Took them a bit longer than they would have liked. Less than a minute left on the time bank, but this will bump them up decently, but they need to be very aggressive when it comes to closing out on this second point. Don't want to do it in overtime, so they have the best possible chance of winning right here and not having to go to a map 4.
It's really crucial that one fact got that Death Blossom off. He's not going to switch. He's going to stick with the Reaper for now. That's what really earned them that point after the defensive sound barrier. Looks like Munchkin gets the rockets off into Laris. He's cleaned up by Fenny.
Umte dead is going to be huge. Munchkin doing what he can, but here comes Firewind, just going to try to trade him back. Will be able to out DPS his heal by the look of it, but actually no, gets the suit, but he's able to finish him off in that Baby Diva form. Now one fact right on top of the point, has another Death Blossom ready to go, waiting for the opportune moment to pop it. Laris is charging in, but gets taken out. Headshot after headshot coming through from this Reaper. Gets booped away slightly by Bamboo, but still will be able to take him out. I think that might just be the cap. Can anyone get there in time? No, they can't. Wow.
Munchkin just a second too late.
Such a long hold coming through from Rhinos on point A, and then just falling over flat on point B. Big cap coming through from MVP Infinity, and that might have just poised them to close this out 3-0.
Looks like they really wanted to make that Death Blossom work, and as soon as
it did,
and as soon as Umte was turned to the side, you could see when you were watching one fact's vision there, he looked to the side, he realized there's nothing that could stop this. There's only 2 on the point. I can clear them up, stagger their respawns, and I'm going to win this with just 1 Death Blossom. Really 2 back-to-back Death Blossoms. And one fact, I was wondering what hero he's going to play. Is he going to play the Mei? He was playing some weird heroes earlier. And, you know, Soldier was on point, but he was playing Mei on attack on King's Row. And then he finds the Reaper the second time in this tournament. Boom, 2 back-to-back ults, wins the point. And Claris, this Widowmaker is definitely going to be real, I imagine. He's played it a lot on this map specifically, and even one time on Eichenwald, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it's going to be a much better Widowmaker than what we saw from Laris.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Claris use this to counter against, or when they were playing against the meta, as you mentioned, so we did see that come out. Saya player picked up the Widowmaker to counter him, and very easily won that trade, but will be a bit of a treat seeing Claris come out on the attack with this pick. Should have a significantly better time compared to Laris.
They have to capture the second point in order to have a chance at going into a 4th game in this series. If MVP Infinity defends, then it's all over. So this is Rhinos Gaming Titan, their tournament life on the line, their Apex life on the line here. And Claris already gets the kill on a Flash, immediately showcasing his Widowmaker skills.
Yeah, that's a massive pickup. I mean, Flash will be able to run back fairly quickly. innately because of that move speed, but you can see everybody having to back off onto the point, trying to hide behind that Reinhardt shield. Almost finds one fact, forces him into the ice block, and this might just be a very quick take by Rhinos. Claris showing off on this Widow.
And pretty incredible defense there by Breck, by the way. Doing a dance there with that shield to get back. Doesn't matter, as Claris is just too good. Both caps here in the third and final slice will go through. 7 minutes and 20 for Rhinos Gaming to keep their chances of Apex alive. Claris going to stick with the Widow.
I think you really just have to blame Flash entirely for that take. I don't know what in the hell he was doing peeking out like that. And Claris just takes him out, and suddenly the point is that much easier. Claris poking from the side, finds one fact. He's going to rotate over to the high ground, and we'll see if he can get even more. Trying to lock down Flash, won't be able to do so, but the rest of his team might have him handled. There we go, Munchkin able to find him, but Claris finds Laris, takes him out, says, oh, you were trying to play this earlier, right? This is how you actually do it.
Oh man, he's actually getting healed up quite a bit here. He's gonna escape. If he get more picks, they can actually just take this point with an insane time bank. Bamboo gets the kill on the Why Not there. One fact does finally find Munchkin. Laris is unkillable here on the Widowmaker. He's still alive, mind you. Laris goes down, trying to switch onto his own Widow. This point could be captured here. He gets a kill on Bywin. He's going to try to get the kill on Flash. One more shot will do it. Doesn't get it. Trying to chunk down Winston already. This point halfway captured. And Rhinos just running showing a clinic here as Claris is on fire. The point will be captured. 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Rhino with a Widowmaker pick will keep their chances alive in this tournament. Oh my god.
The absolute ball spike on Claris right there. I gotta say, to just scope into a diva that is sitting in his face, not trying to just machine gun her down with the rest of the team, to actually scope in and go for the headshot. This man is absolutely fearless, and he just showed off so well on that Widowmaker and just styled on Laris.
You know what? I'm going to call it right now. If this team does not make it into Apex, he might make it into an Apex roster.
He's got to get picked up by somebody.
Somebody is going to pick this guy up. He's just too good. He plays too many heroes too well. He's like, if someone leaves your team for any reason, you're looking for a 6, he can fill any slot. And Overwatch is a game where you're not relegated to just one role, so having a player like this who's just so insanely good at these niche heroes like Widowmaker on top of solid heroes like the Zarya that
he's played 12 heroes.
Yeah.
He's played 12 heroes in this tournament, and like none of them have looked bad except maybe
I wouldn't even say Symmetra looked bad. Yeah,
I would say Symmetra, but even then he got a triple kill on Eichenwald with it, so he was still playing pretty well. Maybe not the team as a whole, but good lord, Claris keeping the dream alive. 6 minutes in their time bank, 4 for MVP Infinity. They are on the attack, and they're going to be running that dive composition. You can see Laris coming through on this Zenyatta. Let's hope that he can snipe people out with balls of his own. And it's a little bit better than his Widowmaker. They're going to move forward. Bywin trying to build up that Dragon Blade as best as he can, but it's not really hitting too many of these left clicks.
Okay, Breck dashing in here already. Will get blown up, burned down immediately by Munchkin. Bywin gets the kill right afterwards, though, so it's a 1-for-1. MVP Infinity with a much smaller time pool to work with here. They want to capture this ASAP. But it's not going to be on this push. They're going to need more. One fact gets taken out here. He's now playing the Tracer, in fact, so showing a pretty large hero pool today, but unfortunately this dive comp not working out this time here. This is something that we see a lot on the Korean server, even in solo queue on extra rounds. People love this double dive because it's very hit or miss, but if you hit hard, and you get the most value out of the small amount of time used to take a point if you get a wipe. They're going to look for that once they get the Transcendence, once they get Dragon Blade. And Sound Barrier is a long way away, though. Flash only at 40%. They're actually going to pop Transcendence now. He still doesn't have Dragon Blade.
They're going to try to rush this in. That's going to be the Pulse Bomb coming through. One fact is able to take out Levi. That's going to be a pretty crucial pickup. Umte getting that big nano boost coming through. Hounds down Laris, takes them out. And 3-4 members of MVP will fall. Rhinos going to be fine in the end. They will get the team kill. And things are looking grim for MVP. Might have to just start planning for that map 4.
That might be aggressive Transcendence there without the Dragon Blade. Perhaps no communication there on how close it was. Had they waited just a few more moments, they could have had that and perhaps other ultimates to sync with it if they had allowed Flash to poke and heal up some more as they just kind of slowed it. They might have a Sound Barrier as well. Now they don't have anything except the Dragon Blade alone, which can work out. But it's a risky pick if you're going to actually go in alone with that. Munchkin totally uncontested up here on the high ground. I don't know if he can get the kill onto Genji there.
He's chucking him down now, looking for Flash. Is able to find him. 5-1 falls as well. 3 more kills picked up by MVP as Brett goes down. And this is looking like it might just be the full hold from Rhinos. MVP look completely lost on this offense. They might just have to change things up. We can see them actually getting ready to do that as one fact. He has been over onto that Reaper. The Reinhardt will be coming through instead of the, or has been coming through instead of the Winston. So they're trying to change things up actively, but 5-1 holding onto this Dragon Blade. He might want to rotate over to something like the D.Va, but he hasn't been able to do so because he wants to utilize his ultimate. He just hasn't had an opportunity.
Oh, they don't check for Claris. He comes from behind, gets a huge Graviton Surge. He gets slept, but 2 kills already. You can't just walk in blind like this or you're going to get punished by these big tank ults. 5-1 has a Dragon Blade, as you mentioned, but nothing to pair with it. And is he just going to switch out? Looks like he's going to heal and return to sync up with his team. Sound Barrier was there, but Flash wasted it there. There was no synergy once more because of Claris's big Graviton Surge. 53 seconds to go. One Fact won their points A and B from 2 Death Blossoms, but he's not going to have a time for even potentially 1 here. 45 seconds to go. He doesn't even have it charged up yet. We see a hook attempt here. Breck very far forward, needs to back off. They're actually going to commit to this push. Munchkin pops that tack visor. He was on the high ground here. Gets the kill on the 5-1. No Dragon Blade, probably not ever at all in this game.
Yeah, and that's going to be so crucial. I think that pretty much puts the nail in the coffin here for MVP. Losing what will be 5 members as Claris takes out Flash. 20 seconds remaining. They'll be staggered so heavily as they try to get back to the point. They would basically have to just dive straight in, get picked off 1 by 1 by Rhinos. Is it possible? Sure. Is it likely? I don't think so. Laris tries to go in from the side, but gets hooked immediately by Fenny, truly showing why he only plays Anna. And a big Graviton Surge coming out onto the members of Rhino, but there's not really any follow-up. MVP trying to commit in towards the point, but they've already lost 3 members. 4 as Why Not goes down. And there we go, Rhinos. They will hold this. They have 6 minutes and 10 seconds in their time bank. And if they can't take point A,
who can?
Then God bless MVP.
A big scream from the crowd there with the hold as well. There's a lot of Rhinos fans. Again, they played on opening day.
I mean, there's a really good full hold coming out from MVP as well, because they really they full held that Dragon Blade the entire time, never using it. Not getting anything from it. I think the Genji pick, you should have just swapped off at that point. It was really foolish of them to not have changed.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about, and I have hyped up, and I've really gone deep on describing MVP's synergy, their ability to sync up their ultimates, but we saw none of that in that last extra round. And Flash, it couldn't use his sound barriers, or when he did use a sound barrier, there was no Dragon Blade, there was the sleep on 2. Fiowin right away is now going to be playing, looks to be going into the D.Va as they run that solo DPS Mei, which is, this is where I want to see it, right? On the defense of Hanamura, not on the attack on King's Row. But yeah, either way, I'd like to see this. Claris is going to be running Widowmaker again, so
I mean, why the hell not?
Get ready to clip these, guys, because this is going to be, it should be on the front page of Reddit we're about to watch.
Well, we'll see. I doubt Flash is going to face check the corner again. That would be ill-advised. But we'll see what Claris can get done. Looking for the window. Not going to find anybody. He's just going to run around to the top. Get that nice high ground angle and start picking people off.
Those are just trying to focus on this Reinhardt shield to give him more opportunities if anyone actually steps behind it when it's broken. No picks though, everyone's playing very carefully this time. Definitely not going to be that carry opportunity. Oh. He actually gets hit by the right click on Mei. Has to drop down.
Get a couple hits and maybe even drop the mech. There we go. Can he find the Baby D.Va in the air? No, he's going to miss 1, but finds it on the 2nd with the help of Munchkin. Taking him out. But MVP, they still have a couple members on this point so far. Shield comes up. Looks like they might be able to hold on.
They're still alive up here, trying to get shots behind this shield. Going to be dropped down here for the recharge, but he's hiding behind this wall. One fact is, does not even want to risk showing his head.
Yeah,
he's respecting him right now, yeah. Ice wall comes down, locking everybody out. Got so much time here that they have to buy through. Flash goes down, Breck goes down. Rhinos with a good start here. And Claris looking for another pick. Gets the pick on the Why Not with the help of Fenny. And this actually looks to be a cap.
Yeah,
I think we're going to a game 4.
I think that's going to be it, pretty much. MVP, 2 members still dead, not even respawn. Oh, finds Lairs with the help of that infrasight. And that will be the cap. And Rhinos, they finally put one on the board, will not go down in a 3-0 loss. It's going to be 1-2 for them, so still an uphill battle. They need to win the next 2 maps consecutively to take a victory over MVP Infinity and retain their spot in Apex Season 2.
You know, on our previous match of the evening, Africa Freaks Red took 2 wins, and then Luxury Watch got 2 back-to-back. It was eventually Africa Freaks Red that won it, but this could be the beginning of a comeback. Maybe Rhinos can do what Luxury Watch could not and take that 5th and final map, get the reverse sweep that fans were looking for earlier tonight. 2 fan favorites could be eliminated otherwise. MVP Infinity will have map choice for game number 4. It's going to be either Gibraltar or Dorado for our hybrid, or excuse me, for our payload. And
had Dorado in the first match, so might see Gibraltar come through if they want to change things up a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot of space on Gibraltar in all aspects of the map. There's a ton of high ground, low grounds. Roadhog is very strong.
Have we had Gibraltar yet? I don't think we have.
Yeah, no, we have not actually.
Yeah, I don't think we've had Gibraltar a single time.
It feels like it's all I ever hit in solo queue, but in this tournament, definitely not. We had Nimbani once.
I always get stuck with Ilios in my solo queue. It's really frustrating.
All right, let's see what they're going to choose. I'd say it's likely the Dorado, but...
Yep. All right.
All right, so no Gibraltar for this tournament. Sad face. Yeah. Maybe in a different map format, but not here.
Bible thump, but all right. We'll be moving back into Dorado for the second time tonight, and we'll see how they're going to fare. So, I mean, really strong on the 2-point capture map there for Rhinos. See how they manage when it comes to full shoving that payload. MVP seem to have the upper hand after their victory on King's Row, but maybe they can turn things around. Maybe they're more well-versed here than they are in London.
Well, I feel like on Hanamura, on the attack, nobody can deal with Claris. And you know what? On Dorado, it's going to be a little bit tougher, but we could see it. I mean, it is possible Claris just says, you know what, they can't deal with this. Rhinos Gaming Titans still on their last life in this tournament. Can they do what Luxury Watch Red was unable to do and win 3 maps in a row to come back in this series? Let's find out with their second win potentially here on Dorado.
I get it.
All right. Oh, you know what else? Forgot to mention. Claris does run a lot of Pharah on this map, so look at that Bamboo already showing the Mercy here. So we could see that pharmacy comp. The fans want it. Could just be fan service because they are spawning on attack, but it would not surprise me if they run with this.
I mean, we've seen this a couple times, from them already. Claris himself has played Pharah 5 times in this tournament. And Bamboo has pocketed him on that Mercy, I believe, twice. So we could just see this one come through. I think that it very well may be the picks that they decide to lock in. Instead of MVP, Win will be starting off with that May. And then the triple tank comp coming out from One Fact on the Roadhog this time. So going to be looking for those picks onto the high ground, isolate them, and take them out. Win as well. Going to be looking to pick people off with that wall. See what angle he's going to play, but we'll have to keep our eyes on Claris and Bamboo because they're going to be jumping straight over these buildings, maybe not be able to knock some people onto that low ground with that concussive blast.
Okay, it looks like he's not going to commit to it just yet, knowing that there's a pretty desperation move to try to commit there with a solid setup, but everyone does retreat down. They're actually going to concede the point here. They didn't realize that Claris is going to be starting with this to start off. If anyone tries to aggressively try to poke him down, that's what Fenny is looking for here. He's going to try to defend. Flyone gets the kill onto Umte. Claris is still at full health up here, finding some damage as they get a free push. Since they basically scared MVP Infinity off the high ground, they've backed off. And looking for hits here, but that's not going to be enough. Ana alone with the heals.
I mean, that's the thing, though. If Claris can line up 3 shots, he will kill Claris. Maybe not necessarily through Mercy, but if he catches Claris while he's being boosted by Bamboo rather than healed, and Bamboo isn't fast enough to react, he could very well come up with that solo kill onto this Pharah. He's trying for it, harassing him out, but either way, it's building him up a lot of meter. Throws out that biotic grenade. A little bit of healing coming through. A little bit of deny onto Umte. But overall, it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade as the tanks go down. Claire's finally able to find that Ana.
He has this ult now. He's actually going to go ahead and drop it down. We'll get 2 with it. Well, just 1, actually.
Yeah, the hook in, but he's not able to get killed there.
And Flash goes down here as well, the damage boost. This has been a pretty clean push so far from Rhinos, as Claris gets another one here onto Why Not. And even hurts himself there to get a faster spawn for Bamboo's Resurrect, which he has already now, by the way. So that's another bonus they have with this composition. Is he just going to switch?
Yeah, I'm just going to swap. Okay, here we go.
Okay, well, didn't expect to see this quite like this, but also Mercy not going to use Resurrect, just going to use Bamboo back on Lucio for the utility he provides. Not hoping to get wiped ever, and with this comp, you're not really... If you Resurrect a Widowmaker, probably something went wrong. We'll see if he can get the snipes he's looking for. This could be shocking. Ooh, nice ice block there to actually dodge that hook.
Yeah, Fenny barely not getting that kill. Fywin able to react in time. Get the ice block up, keep himself alive. Full snipes coming out from Claris. Hasn't been able to find any kills yet. It's a big shot in on the Flash, but no kills coming in of it quite yet. So he's going to try to wrap around the backhand side, catch them from behind, and try to pick up some kills that way. It's a body shot, but Earl won't be coming up with the kill. Now in a bad spot, scopes in, tries to find one back, but he misses the kill on the drop, and that will be the Soldier winning the fight. But meanwhile, back over at the payload,
Munchkin does almost have that big ult. He's looking for it, does get it, doesn't need it anymore though. Actually just gonna 1v1 here against Flyweb. We'll get the kill, no ice block available. And this push again is so clean from Rhinos. It's not the fastest push we've ever seen, but it's just consistently moving all the time, no denials.
I mean, it's looking really good for them. They have 2 ultimates to go up. That Graviton Surge coming out, potentially with the whole hog on top of it for a hell of a lot of damage. Self-destruct going to be tossed in first, however. Umte with a nice block from the shield will make sure that his team stays safe. And Claris, he finds a pick onto one back somewhere off in the distance. So getting rid of that long-range engage from MVP. And now they're going to start struggling. Why not? Getting knocked out of that mech, has to peel back. And Baby Diva, Bywin gets nano boosted, immediately grabbed up by Fenny, and he takes him out with 1 shot from the blast. One blast from the shotgun, that's what I meant to say.
I got you. Claris gets the kill onto Laris. As we've got Fenny and Fio, Claris and Laris, and it's getting a little bit crazy here, but Umte will get shielded. One fact survives with 4 at the end of that. Attack Visor, in fact, will finally go down there to Bamboo of all heroes. Umte going to fall as well. The push continues here a little bit more, and they will secure that checkpoint, but it is rolling back as, as far back as Infinity can push it. Claris does have the Dragon Blade now. It's going to be able to pair that with potentially both the Sound Barrier and the Nano Boost. And he's played some pretty off-meta picks here, now playing as Genji, which he's played a few times in this turn, but not to great success, at least not so far. Big Biotic Grenade hits, and Fioin comes in with the Pulse Bomb. No kills, though.
Yeah, really good turnaround there from Umte, making sure that his team didn't get caught up in that blast. He does go down as Breck finishes him off, but really good just micro, 180-degree turn from him. So really paying attention to the positioning of his team and where that Pulse Bomb came from. Claris goes in, is able to take out Laris, but that's pretty much everybody that he's going to be able to get off of that Dragon Blade. So not a whole lot of profit from them. Rhinos still have 3 ultimates, but for now, this is going to be a really strong hold by MVP.
Maybe Claire should switch off here now. The question is into what? Diva wouldn't be a bad choice to kind of help push this, force this forward. Either way, he's going to start at dead 0, even if he wants to try to use self-destruct. They only have 1:20, so might not even be able to get it if he switches to Diva now. Same could be true of his Genji. They do have the Sound Barrier that wasn't able to pair with that Dragon Blade. Munchkin actually gets very low and gets picked up by Fiowin. That's a big pick that's going to really slow down this push. They've only got 64 seconds left. Breck gets nano boosted here. Perhaps a mistake, but it doesn't matter because they got a ton of kills right beforehand.
I mean, that'll build up quickly as far as the nano boost. So it's not like the worst thing that you could waste, but that was a really interesting time to use it. I don't know. Maybe Laris just kind of panicked, thought that there was going to be a bigger engage from the side of Rhinos than there actually was. So he just tossed it out onto Breck. So maybe a bit of a better safe than sorry. But overall, confusing, will be harmful to MVP if Rhinos can capitalize on that. But for right now, it's 4-4 in ultimates. Nobody going to have nano boost for a considerable amount of time, and there's 20 seconds on the clock for Rhinos.
Clarus switched over to the Diva, but he didn't get another Dragon Blade. Now he's not going to have a self-destruct either, where he's up against Why Not Self-Destruct. One fact has, of course, his ability to Tac Visor here. Munchkin will get taken out. That means no Tac Visor for this push. 10 seconds left to go. Firewind doing so much damage here already. Sound Barrier used way too early here for Bamboo. Here's the self-destruct, pushing everybody away. 2 seconds left. They're going to try to get an overtime. One fact gets the kill already with a Tac Visor.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good pickup onto Bamboo. They take out Levi as well. All of the healers going down, but they have to keep him off the payload. They have to play back onto this, underneath this archway, if they want to try to take out Rhinos Gaming right here, right now. Overtime ticking down.
That should
trying
be
to
it.
stop him off. You can see, yeah, that's the Primal Rage coming through from Breck, just knocking everyone away, making sure they couldn't tag back in. And they will go ahead and hold right before that second point comes through. So if MVP can push up to the second point, they will knock out Rhinos and they will be going into Apex.
It feels like the weak link here, very opposite of Hanamura, was Clarus. Swapping between multiple heroes there, even, okay, his Pharaoh worked out really early. It was a strong, clean push. And when it stopped working and he switched to the Widowmaker, he got almost nothing done there. He did a little bit of poking, that's it. Switches to Genji, gets one weak Dragon Blade that doesn't pair with anything but the Nano Boost, gets only one kill if I'm not mistaken. Then switches to the Diva very, very late and doesn't have a self-destruct to pair with that push. He kind of went halfways on all three of those last heroes. His Pharaoh was solid. Before that, he couldn't do much. And Infinity just played a solid standard defense there, sending one fact around to chase down Clarus when he was playing the Widowmaker. And I'm worried right now for Rhinos, as Clarus is now switching over to yet another hero, the fifth he's played this game, on to the Mei. As Munchkin going to be sticking with the Soldier, so it's going to be a 2-2-2 versus MVP Infinity looking to run the solo DPS Mei on the attack, which is what we saw from Rhinos, or excuse me, what we saw from them against Rhinos earlier this evening on King's Row. But it was actually one fact, and so one fact and Firewind switching here. Because one fact was playing the Zarya, if I'm not mistaken, on that map. So, or excuse me, Firewind was playing the Zarya, and one fact was playing the Mei. So switching roles here, they might just completely switch because they're on attack, and in 10 seconds it could just look like something totally different. But looks like they're sticking with it. Loris might just drop down one arrow, then swap, because we've seen him do that already. That's what he did on King's Row. Jump switch to the Ana.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to search here. Fires that off. We'll go back, swap over to Ana as per usual. So, not going to be seeing the Hanzo. Saw it once in the tournament on Eichenwald on attack, but won't be seeing it anymore beyond that already. You can see Rhinos not going to be trying to defend up onto the high ground. They've already peeled back into the marketplace. So they'll just be sitting right here, which does provide minimal flanking opportunities for MVP with this team. They don't have anybody that can come over the wall on their right-hand side. Hook not going to connect. One fact that he gets his healing denied, and a big Mei wall in behind them, but he's not going to go down. Breck does fall, however, so a nice pick off for Rhinos already. Follow that up. One fact does finally go down. Fenny chasing pretty far forward, 60% just about on that Graviton surge, so he'll be looking pretty good on Zarya.
Yeah, I like that Zarya composition a lot more than what we're seeing from Rhinos right now. They have the Mei as well to really slow this down. You know, it's unfortunate Clarus has to kind of switch between these heroes all the time, but because he's so versatile, I think their comp is better. And this is not the clean push we saw from Rhinos that we're seeing from Infinity right now. They're struggling to get this up the hill here, already burning through a lot of their time. Munchkin has Tac Visor, comes from the side here. Not going to use it. Wants to get an attack from the rear, from the high ground. Here he goes.
Huge. Yeah, comes in. Earth Shatter laid down as well. Even trying to chase onto him. He's got to sprint out, lose the rest of his ultimate. Hooked in by the look of it by one fact. Pulls him back around the corner and takes him out. And that's actually going to be a massive win for Infinity. At the moment, 4 members dead. They'll keep this pushing forward. Should just be the first checkpoint going over to them. They'll add some more time on to the board, and then they just have to get rolling up to the second to win this game.
Not only that, but they have a ton of ults available right now as well. One fact gets his whole hog. Biowinn's going to have Blizzard very shortly. Nano Boost super quick, as well as Why Not Self-Destruct. They can actually try to push this with this ult advantage they know they have. Why Not's looking for the pick here.
Oh, that's a really big hook. They can just finish him off. There we go. One fact is able to take out Fenny. Just getting rid of that Zarya, denying her more time to build up her ultimate is going to be pretty crucial for MVP. Right now, 5 ultimates on the board for them, 0 for Rhinos. I take that back as one does come up the Earth Shatter for Umte, and Claris isn't too far behind. Things are looking really good for MVP. They're just about halfway to making it to the point where they can win this game. Big Whole Hog coming through, pushes him up into the wall. He charges back out, but he gets taken out in mid-charge by Why Not. So will not find the kill. On the one fact that MVP, they just keep this payload rolling.
2 kills, or rather 2 ults used for a solid push. One fact gets the kill on Claris there with the hook. And Why Not just kind of absorbing everything. He doesn't have to use his self-destruct. Flash still very behind with his ultist. He's kind of just on payload duty right now, which is fair. Yeah. And now they're almost there. 12 meters to go.
10.
Rhinos has nothing except the Earth Shatter. Okay, they just got Blizzard. We're going to see the self-destruct come down first. Gets a kill onto Levi. That's actually pretty huge. We have the sound barrier up for Rhinos right now as well. In fact, looking for picks here. Everybody's getting so low.
The Blizzard's down, but it's not really connecting onto anybody. They will not freeze up anybody on the side of MVP Infinity, and right now they're just winning the fight. 2 members down. Rhinos, they have to stick onto this payload like glue, but they're just getting bopped away. Bamboo goes down. That might be it. There it is. That's going to be MVP Infinity earning their way into Apex, knocking Rhinos Gaming Titan out. They will avenge their sister team, MVP Space, who got taken out of Apex. And you can see right now these guys so incredibly happy that they finally made it.
1 MVP team down, 1 team in. 2/3 of our Apex teams knocked into Challenger in our promotions tournament year. Only Runaway will remain, as we have 2 completely new Challenger teams running in today with Afrika Freaks Red and MVP Infinity. 2 big name sponsors, big names in StarCraft 2 and in League of Legends. Now in this new esport Overwatch, going into the Premier League. And Afrika Freaks Red will be the second of 2 sister teams. Unfortunately for Infinity, with Space being removed, they're going to be the solo MVP representative, but at least they have that. So MVP remains a force to be reckoned with in this new game. And I feel like Infinity, the much stronger of those 2 teams, showing it today. And on that last map, they just played way better than Rhinos. Claris, especially on the attack, couldn't find his rhythm. After that first push, we're going to see this sportsmanship here as MVP walks into the booth here. Friends with everybody. If you guys watched since the beginning of this best of 5, you'll see in the intro, almost everyone shook hands. It was all smiles. Clearly, most of these guys have played against each other, played with each other, practiced with each other, scrimmed for Challenger. So, all friends and acquaintances here. It's tense, these moments. It's frustrating if you're a Rhinos fan, but MVP definitely deserves it today.
Yeah. Strong performance there. Almost closed out with a 3-0. We're able to make it.
And you know what?
Some tears on some of the faces of the MVP members, just so happy that they have qualified into Apex Season 2.
2 fan favorites knocked out today. Luxury Watch Red and Rhinos Gaming, both the big fan favorites coming into these best of 5s. They are out, and they will have to either restructure or fight their way through Challenger again to try to compete for Season 3. We're going to take a look at some of our highlights today. Both of these series super close. The second one closer than the scores tell, but that last map really wasn't. And Hanamura wasn't either, but the first 2 maps weren't easy for MVP Infinity to take.
No, certainly not. I mean, this Lijiang Tower, the first 2 rounds, all 3 rounds were pretty much just back and forth. They were barely able to inch out ahead. And I mean, the same could be said as, we moved over to the map 2, onto map 2, but overall, they just played like the better team. More cohesion coming through. And it's unfortunate for Rhinos Gaming Titan. They do have some really, truly strong talent on that team. Umte looked incredible today on his Reinhardt. Claris, not swapping off the Widowmaker on Dorado, a little bit questionable, but overall the Pharah performance coming through. The Widow on Hanamura absolutely devastated the ranks of MVP Infinity. It just wasn't enough. They have some work to do as a team if they want to move forward. I think that we're going to see this roster stick together through Challenger. They definitely have what it takes to make it back in for Season 3. So I think with some more time, they will make their way back in and maybe will be a top contender.
I think Claris will be on a relevant team in Season 3, if not Season 2, if he's picked up by one of our Apex teams before roster locks. He's just too versatile and too many heroes. If a proper coach or if he's given proper guidance, I feel like you know, he's no longer going to be playing 12 heroes. He'll be relegated to probably DPS or maybe one of the niche roles, one of those kind of hybrid tank flex players like maybe the Zarya and D.Va, because he's good at that as well. If given just one role to play, I think he's going to be incredible. You can see his Widowmaker highlights here, but I feel like this player is the one of the 6 for Rhinos I know will not go away. We will be seeing him. His name will come up multiple times in the rest of the season going into 2017. He's just too good to ignore. And Munchkin is, I'd say, the second one for me on that. He's a very good soldier player, and in this meta really showcased a lot of skill. And here's the Dorado finishing moment here as everyone's zoned off. And we are going to have an interview with our winning team, MVP Infinity. As earlier, I will struggle to translate. G-Clef the God is out sick.
You got this.
I got it.
I have the utmost confidence in you, Wolf.
Here we go.
하시스 오버워치 에이펙스 챌린저스 승강전 끝나지 않을 것 같던 5일간의 대결이 드디어 마무리가 됐습니다. 돌고 돌아 최종전까지 힘든 여정이었지만 이 팀 MVP
It's a long and hard road, etc., but eventually MVP Infinity did win. And a loud applause here given.
또 팀장님에게 또 어떻게 보면 마지막 티켓을 이렇게 얻게 됐잖아요.
So it was your last chance, your last ticket.
불안하진 않았었나요?
So,
소감 한번 말씀해 주시죠.
Were you really nervous?
솔직히 그 준비한 건 많았는데 너무 안 된 것도 있었고
We were preparing. We were actually working really hard to get ready, but there were a lot of problems. As he gets told to look directly at the camera, as he's freezing up here. He's nervous and really happy, but he said there were a lot of problems when they were getting ready.
이런 상황 아니었습니까? 그리고 또 챌린저스 동안 또 가장 오랫동안 지켜봤던 팀이기 때문에 좀 애정이 또 남달랐거든요. 진심으로 축하드립니다, 팀장님.
He's just saying congratulations again to the 팀장님, of course, the leader of the team, One Fact, for being such a great leader for this team that they've been watching since Challengers.
이 팀이 어떻게 보면 5위로 어떻게 보면 좀 운이 좋아서 이렇게 진출을 했잖아요.
예.
그래서 좀 운이 좋았다는 얘기도 있었는데 이제 에이펙스 진출을 하게 됐습니다. 감회가 좀 남다를 텐데 어떻습니까?
So, you know, he did go through a tough journey here, but what do you feel?
달 동안 챌린저스 일정을 소화하면서
네.
팀원들이랑 말도 얘기하고 얘기도 많이 하고 마음고생도 많이 했는데 이렇게 승강전을 올라와서 승강을 하니까 너무 기쁘고요.
Basically just said like it was a long road,
사람들 너무 고맙습니다.
and you know, it was tough to get here. But he definitely tried his best. They won. He just feels really happy. He's very thankful for all the people who cheered for him.
이렇게 또 프로 선수로 이렇게 승강전 진출하게 되니까 정말 감회가 남다릅니다. 축하드립니다, 브렉 선수.
감사합니다.
I think at the end he said he looked good on camera as a winner, as an Apex player.
저는 이 플래시 선수가 항상 웃고 있는 모습, 활기찬
플래시.
모습만 보고 있는데 지금 눈가에 눈물이 그렁그렁하고 있거든요.
As he cried
플래시 선수
at the end.
괜찮으세요?
Are you okay?
괜찮습니다.
He's fine.
저 지금 약간 뭔가 서름이 복받쳐서 울음이 나오시는 것 같은데.
He's giving people goosebumps with his emotional response to winning.
제가 사실 오늘이 처음이자 마지막인 오프라인 경기인데
He said today could have been his first chance or his last,
프로로서
and he said he was so happy to win offline.
잘해줄 수 있는 자리였는데 그동안 많이 싸우고 힘들었던
He said we
순간들이
fought a lot and it was really hard.
머릿속에 그냥 주마등처럼 지나가면서 그래도 끝까지 열심히 했고 마지막을 정말 좋게 마무리할 수 있는 것 같다고 생각을 해서
Fought really hard there at the end.
눈물이 나고 있는
And he
것
said
같습니다.
he's crying because he's just so happy with how hard of a journey he went through and how they were able to triumph here in the end after many problems within the team.
아 정말 가장 활기찬 선수였는데 또 이렇게 눈물을 터뜨리니까 저까지 가슴이 뭉클해지네요. 축하드립니다.
So congratulations one more time. Huge cheer from the crowd for Flash.
팀에서 에이스 역할을 톡톡히 해주신 퓨인 선수. 네. 오늘 경기 어떻게 임하셨습니까?
So for Faiwen here, called in Korean Piwin.
사실 팀원이 바로 싸워서 큰 기대는 그거예요. 이기리라는 기대는 못했는데 마지막까지.
Said that actually the team was fighting a lot, had a lot of problems, honestly, and he didn't think we'd be able to do it.
열심히 해준 팀원들에게 너무 감사하고.
But his teammates did actually bring it together, and he's very thankful that they were able to give him this opportunity.
네, 이 말을 전하고 싶은 거죠.
네, 고맙습니다.
어떻게
And he said-
보면은 MVP
so you're just trying to say thanks.
이렇게 생긴 이후에 리빌딩이 한 번도 되지 않았어요. 그런 원인 뭐 이런 이유가 있을까요?
So they didn't actually rebuild the team after all those problems. So what's the reason?
때부터 이 멤버로 끝까지 갔었는데 서로의 정이 되게 컸던 것 같습니다. 네, 그냥
그렇게 의미 있는 팀에서
Sorry, guys, couldn't quite catch that last part.
없게 되니까 더 이렇게 가슴이 아플 수밖에
Something about
없는 거죠.
testing new players, but couldn't quite fully catch it.
에이펙스에 가서 좋은 성적 내기를 또 기원하겠습니다. 팀장님으로 다시 마이크 한번 돌려주시죠.
So we're going to hear one more time from one fact.
자 마지막으로
The team captain.
에이펙스 진출해서 어떤 각오로 임할지 한번 선수들 돌아가면서 한번 얘기 듣도록 하겠습니다. 어떤 각오로 임하시겠습니까?
So what kind of team are you going to be in Apex now that you've advanced?
비록 예,
카메라.
비록 그 영호 형이 여기까지밖에 못하고 떠나지만 그 영호 형만큼 더 열심히 해서 예, 준비 많이 해올게요.
So just
지금
they're going to try their best. He's going to prepare really hard in order to do well in Apex.
상황에서 너무 전부 다 슬퍼해서 지금 인터뷰를 지금 진행을 못 하겠네요.
This is kind of describing the awkwardness of the interview as everyone is so emotional and so happy. No one is really just opening up.
그동안 정말 이 무대가 간절했을 MVP 인피니티 선수들 드디어 오늘 꿈을 현실로 만들었습니다.
So
진심으로
with the
축하드리면서
advancement of Infinity, we finally have our full roster of who's advancing from this promotions. So just looking for more matches like this one, says our caster here, and that is going to be it for our interview. And Achilles and I are going to close out here in just a moment. It's been a great tournament. You know, it's my first time casting Overwatch. It was great to cast it with you. So he just said that's the end of the interview. Thank you very much. And here are our results. Freaka Freaks Red will take out Luxury Watch Red 3-2, and then MVP Infinity with a close fought battle, but they do win it 3-1 over Rhinos Gaming Titan.
Yeah, I mean, really tough games for both, for all four teams here tonight. It's what we expected. So finally, we got something right as far as our expectations goes. But no, I mean, really good games overall from both sides. Rhinos coming online like right at the end there. Weren't able to take it to a 3-2 like LW Red were. But MVP Infinity and Freaka Freaks Red both moving in. As we mentioned earlier, Runaway, the only Apex team retaining their spot, as the meta is our fourth and final team that has made their way into Apex for Season 2. And I'm really excited to see how these guys are going to fare as they move in. There's some stiff competition. We have to think about Freaka Freaks Blue. We have to think about Lunatic High. There's a plethora of teams. And Runaway, I'm really, I have to say, I think that they're probably my most the team that I want to watch the most going into Apex.
I think they look the cleanest overall, mechanically especially. Infinity, I was really hyping up their team synergy, but today I think they look the weakest team synergy-wise as they did the whole tournament, but they still won. They still advanced here. They've got a chance to improve. They had a lot of issues with the team, as they were saying in that interview. So as long as they could kind of fix those, bring this six-man roster closer together, then they could go far as well. It was Envious and, of course, Freaka Blue, the defending finalists for Apex this season. We'll see which foreign teams show up, but I'm really excited to see what the roster is. But that's it for challengers. That's the end of this tournament.
That's the end of promotions. I mean, it's been fun. Crawled into the beginning of that one, and then we got rolling, and everything I think kind of came together by the end of it. So it's been a long 5 days. It's been a long 10 days for me, really. I've been casting nonstop since IEM started over a week ago. So this has been one hell of an experience, but that closes it out for me for the year. I don't know about you, Wolf, but I am donezo until LCK begins.
Yeah, I think I'm done for the year as well. So
my voice is very thankful for it. I can't wait to go ruin it with some karaoke.
I think that's what we're going to have to do tonight, Achilles. Thank you guys at home for watching. It's been a great tournament. Thanks for all the feedback, of course, as well. This is our first time really casting Overwatch together. Starting on Monday, it was like your second tournament. My first tournament casting this game. It's definitely a really fun and unique challenge, but I love it. This game is super fun to cast.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the future.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it takes a little bit of time to get into it, and then once the ball starts rolling, it just keeps going and going. So many intricacies to this game, so many things to look at, so hopefully when those spectator changes comes in, everything will be A-okay. But for now, I mean, it's a really tough game, but it feels so rewarding to cast this game, and then like go home at the end of the day and be like, you know what? I feel really good about that.
You know, when you think about it, we just got to learn and experience 48 different players. 24 of those are going to be in Apex, guys. That'll do it for us for this tournament. For myself and Achilles, we'll see you guys next time.
She's still talking.
All right, wait. Time it out. Thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next time.
Did we get it? I don't think we got it.
I get it.
All right, I get it. No, we didn't get it. We definitely didn't get it.
We didn't pair it this time, but... All right, well, anyways, it was a great tournament. Thank you all so much for watching.
We'll see you guys next time.